Have you ever noticed that the kindest people are always the most hurt? That the nice guys finish last while the manipulators prosper? Nietzsche discovered this over 100 years ago, and today I'll show you why your kindness can be your own destruction. If you're one of those people who always says yes when you should say no, who solves other people's problems before your own, who sacrifices themselves hoping for recognition that never comes, this video will hurt, but it will set you free. First, let's destroy the lie you've been sold since childhood. Be good and the world will be good to you. Lie. Kindness is always rewarded. Lie. Good people prosper in the end. The biggest lie of all. The brutal truth is this: emotional predators identify and exploit nice guys. Like you identify wounded prey. Your kindness isn't seen as a virtue. It's seen as weakness. And weakness attracts predators. Nietzsche called this slave morality, a value system designed to keep you submissive, useful, and controllable. While you pride yourself on being good, others are building empires on your goodwill. Let me tell you about 3 types of people who are destroying your life right now. First, the narcissist. This person has identified you as a source of validation. They constantly test your limits, always asking for favors, always in crisis, always needing you. When you finally say no, they make you feel guilty. I thought we were friends. You've changed. That's not how I raised you. Recognize? Second, the emotional vampire. This person drains your vital energy. Always in trouble, always needing advice, always calling you at the worst moments. How become a free therapist, an emotional crutch, a dumping ground for other people's traumas. And when you need support, they're too busy or you don't seem like someone with problems. Third, the strategic manipulator. This person is dangerous because they appear rational. They use subtle emotional blackmail. If you loved me, you would do this. Family is like that. You're the only person I can trust. They make you feel special while systematically exploiting you. And here's what Nietzsche discovered. You're not a victim of these people. You're an accomplice. You created this pattern. You taught people to treat you this way. How? By having no boundaries, by not valuing yourself, by mistaking kindness for weakness. True kindness comes from strength, not weakness. A strong person can choose to be kind. A weak person is kind out of fear, out of a need for approval, out of an inability to say no. Nietzsche said, "Whatever doesn't kill me makes me stronger." Your toxic kindness is slowly killing you. Let's do a thought experiment. Imagine your life 10 years from now if you continue to be the good guy you always were. Will you be more fulfilled or more frustrated? More respected or more exploited? Happier or more bitter? If the answer scares you, keep watching. Now I'm going to teach you the cruel mirror technique. When someone exploits you, you'll mirror their behavior back. Interesting how you always need me when you're in trouble, but never when I'm doing well. It's not aggressive, it's honest. And uncomfortable honesty is more powerful than fake kindness. Second technique, the Socratic question. When someone tries to blame you, you ask, "Why do you think this is my responsibility?" It forces the person to think. It breaks the automatic manipulation. It gives you back control of the situation. Third technique, powerful silence. When pressed to respond or make a decision right away, you remain completely silent and say, "I'll think about it." Haste is the enemy of intelligent decisions. Those who pressure are manipulative. But here's what no one tells you. When you start setting boundaries, people will hate you, temporarily, because you've broken the system. You're no longer the reliable doormat. You're no longer predictable. This scares off those who used to exploit you. Nietzsche called this the transvaluation of values. You will completely invert your hierarchy of priorities. Before, approval from others was priority number 1. Now, self-respect is priority number 1. Before, you avoided conflict at all costs. Now, you know that conflict is necessary for growth. I'll tell you a true story. I knew a woman who worked 12 hours a day, cared for her sick mother, other people's children on weekends, and even lent people money she didn't have. She prided herself on being indispensable. At 45, she had a nervous breakdown. Do you know what happened? The people she helped disappeared. She discovered she wasn't indispensable. She was convenient. This is the difference between being loved and being respected. Love can be manipulated. Respect is earned. Nietzsche knew this. That's why he said, "Be wary of all those who talk too much about justice." People who talk about justice usually want you to be fair to them, not for them to be fair to you. So how do you escape this trap? First, recognize that you're programmed to lose. Second, identify who's exploiting you. Third, set clear boundaries. Fourth, maintain those boundaries even when pressured. Fifth, watch how your life changes. I'll give you a practical exercise. Choose someone who exploits you. For the next 30 days, say no to that person, at least once a week. Don't justify yourself. Don't explain yourself. Just say, "I can't," or "I don't want to." Observe their reaction. If they get angry, you've hit the nail on the head. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to feel guilty. That's normal. You've been conditioned to feel guilty when you don't please others. But guilt is just a feeling, not a command. You can feel guilty and still do the right thing. Nietzsche had a brilliant insight. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. His why now is to regain his dignity. His why is to live authentically. His why is to be respected, not just loved. Let's be practical. If you work too hard to please your boss, start leaving on time. If you always pay for your friends' bills, start sharing. If you always solve family problems, start saying, "You're adults. You can handle this on your own." If you always give unsolicited advice, start saying, "You didn't ask for my opinion." The resistance will be intense. People will call you selfish, changed, ungrateful. That's great. It means you're working. People who exploit you hate it when you stop being exploitable. This is confirmation that you're on the right path. This means fully accepting who you are, including your need for boundaries. You don't have to be nice to be loved. You need to be respectable to be respected. And respect lasts longer than love. Let me tell you another real-life story. A 35-year-old man I knew was always the nice guy in the office. He worked free overtime, covered for his colleagues, and never complained. The result? He spent 5 years in the same position while less qualified people were promoted. Why? Because he became so useful in his current position that promoting him would be a problem for the company. When he started setting boundaries, stopped doing free overtime, and started charging his true rate, there was initial resistance. But within 6 months, he was promoted. The lesson? People treat you exactly how you teach them to treat you. Now, let me show you the 3 poisons of toxic kindness that are slowly killing you. First poison, the savior complex. You always solve other people's problems. This isn't kindness, it's emotional codependency. You need to be needed to feel valuable. This is unhealthy. Second poison, the doormat syndrome. You say yes when you should say no, because you have a pathological fear of conflict. You'd rather destroy yourself internally than displease anyone externally. This is cowardice disguised as kindness. Third poison, the invisible martyr. You sacrifice yourself, expecting recognition that never comes. Then you feel resentful when no one recognizes your sacrifices. This isn't kindness, it's subtle emotional manipulation. You do things for others so they feel they owe you something. Nietzsche identified that such people suffer from resentment, a deep hatred disguised as morality. You hate people who have limits because you envy their freedom. You hate those who say no because you can't say it yourself. Here's the truth that will set you free. You're not naturally kind. You're kind out of fear. Fear of rejection, fear of conflict, fear of not being loved, fear of being alone. Your kindness is an emotional survival strategy, not a moral virtue. Truly strong people are selective with their kindness. They choose when, how, and to whom they show kindness. They aren't kind to everyone because they know that indiscriminate kindness is a waste of life energy. I'm going to teach you now what Nietzsche called will to power. Not power over others, but power over yourself. The power to choose your reactions. The power to set limits. The power to say no. The power to value yourself. First step, stop justifying yourself. When you say no, don't explain why. I can't is a complete answer. I don't want to is a complete answer. No is a complete answer. Justifying is giving ammunition to manipulation. Step 2. Stop apologizing for existing. Stop apologizing for having needs. Stop apologizing for taking up space. Stop apologizing for not being perfect. You have the right to exist exactly as you are. Third step, stop guessing what others want. Stop trying to please everyone. Stop taking on responsibilities that aren't yours. Stop solving problems you didn't create. Stop sacrificing yourself for people who wouldn't do the same for you. Here's a simple test. Think about the 5 people closest to you. How many of them would be willing to do for you what you do for them? If the answer is fewer than 3, you're surrounded by emotional parasites. Nietzsche said, "Become who you are." This means stopping being who others want you to be and starting to be who you really are, even if it means disappointing some people. Especially if it means disappointing some people. I'm going to tell you about a powerful concept: emotional reciprocity. Healthy relationships are based on equal exchange. You give, you receive, you invest, you're reciprocated, you care, you're valued. If you always give more than you receive, you're not in a relationship, you're in exploitation. Starting today, implement the 3 no's rule. For every 3 requests you receive, say no to at least 1. This will force you to be selective. It will force you to prioritize. It will force you to value yourself. Observe how people react to your no's. People who respect you will accept you without drama. People who exploit you will make a fuss. This is the quickest way to identify who truly cares about you versus who only cares about what you can do for them. Nietzsche also talked about eternal recurrence, the idea that you should live each day as if it were going to repeat itself infinitely. Honest question. Would you like to repeat your current life forever, being exploited forever, being disrespected forever, being underestimated forever? If the answer is no, then you need to change. And real change starts with a simple decision. I deserve respect. I deserve to be treated well. I deserve balanced relationships. I deserve peace of mind. I'll give you a powerful tool: the time mirror technique. When someone asks you for something, imagine yourself 5 years from now. Would that future version of you be proud or disappointed with your decision? Would that future version of you thank you or scold you? This technique connects you with its long-term consequences. Because every yes you say when you should say no is a small suicide of your dignity. Every boundary you don't set is an invitation for more disrespect. Remember, you teach people how to treat you. If you accept disrespect, you're teaching them that disrespect is acceptable. If you have no boundaries, you're teaching them that you're worthless. If you always give in, you're teaching them that your will doesn't matter. Here's my guarantee. If you apply these techniques for 90 days, your life will change completely. You'll attract better people. You'll have healthier relationships. You'll be more productive at work. You'll sleep better at night. You'll be proud of who you see in the mirror. Because in the end, Nietzsche was right. There is no kindness without strength. There is no love without respect. There is no full life without limits. You were made to reign over your own life, not to be a servant in the lives of others. Remember, you'd rather be hated for who you are than loved for who you're not. Your approval is the only one that truly matters. And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Nietzsche never lied about this. And now you know the truth. The choice is yours. Remain a good slave or become a respectable master. I know which choice I would make. What about you?